This fight has finally been made after all this discrepancy between these purse bids and them getting pushed back constantly, not knowing if Joshua was gonna step aside or anything. And finally, just recently, we've learned that Frank Warren won the purse bid at a record-breaking price, and this is the highest purse bids ever. So both these guys are getting paid a lot, with Tyson Fury getting paid $32 million in just the purse alone. And Dillian Whyte, who's on paper, it looks like only 80 to 20 for Fury, but he's still getting paid $8 million for the purse alone, which is huge.
And that's just the
That's
base
It's
as
just
well.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that's just the base purse. And this fight is reportedly going to be happening in April, April 23rd or 24th, I think was the reported date. I'm not really sure. So I think that's definitely going to be interesting. And obviously, as you said, the politics of this fight were looking a bit suspect as the purse bids kept getting delayed and getting canceled almost. We didn't know what was happening there, but obviously, there was mentions of Alexander Usyk stepping in and fighting Tyson Fury, and Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua being kind of on the sidelines, but that ended up falling through. And obviously, we saw Tyson Fury kind of laughing on social media and making fun of Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. So I mean, at least a fight has been made between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte, and potentially the rematch between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk is also going to be a go. It's exciting that these fights are actually getting made now, and these are actually going to be happening, as well as Tyson Fury finally going to be active in the heavyweight division. We haven't seen him so active in recent years, obviously with his long layoff after the Klitschko fight, and how he's had a bit of issues coming into the sport. So or coming back to the sport. So it's good. It's great to see him being active again and motivated and ready to come back in there. So it's definitely exciting, and I'm definitely excited to see it.
Yeah, and as well to that, Dillian Whyte is finally getting his long-awaited title shot that he's been pretty much asking for years now. This is a really good matchup, especially off of Fury coming off his long Wilder trilogy, and I feel like this is a good transition fight for him, as Dillian's still a powerful guy, but I feel like this is definitely an intriguing matchup, and it's told that it's going to be held in the UK, which is this is going to be the first time that Fury's fighting in the UK after a very long time. So I guess the purse bids are going to pay off, since this will probably be a very big fight there. And it'll just be interesting to see how these different styles clash between Tyson Fury, and and it's been a while since we've seen Fury fight someone that's other than Wilder. So it'll be nice to see like how he matches up against someone else than him.
Hopefully this fight gets made relatively soon. Hopefully it gets booked and we don't have any more politics going on throughout the fight. And as you said, the style clash, the style wise, it's definitely gonna be interesting. Obviously, we have Tyson Fury, who is undefeated in boxing and has such a large frame, 6'9", an absolute titan. And then we have Dillian Whyte, who's also super experienced in combat sports. He was a kickboxer and then moved on to MMA, then moved on to boxing, and he's had a lot of great fights in boxing. He's had a lot of good wins as well against Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker, and obviously getting his own back against Alexander Povetkin. So I think this is definitely going to be an exciting fight, and I think it's definitely going to be a big one. It's definitely going to be a big fight, especially in the UK.
Even though a lot of people were banking on we seeing a unification between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, with Joshua stepping aside, but still think this is a very good fight, and a fight to look forward to pretty much, and definitely will still be good. But now I guess also along the lines of that, we're gonna see Anthony Joshua rematch Alexander Usyk for the belt, and see if he can win it back. And maybe if Fury beats White, and Usyk manages to beat Joshua again, we could see a matchup between Fury and Usyk, which would be such a big fight, and it would be such a big change from what we were originally all expecting in Fury versus Joshua. And it's gonna be interesting to see how motivated and ready White comes in, and and he's definitely gonna be coming in like as his best possible, 100%, to try to win those belts after such a long time of not getting the shot. And we'll see if it's enough to beat the Gypsy King.
Yeah, and you never know. I mean, maybe White gets this upset, and then Anthony Joshua will be able to reclaim his title, and then we have an even a bigger catastrophe, as something we won't see coming at all. But you never know, especially in the heavyweight division. Anything can happen. Anyone can get hurt. Anyone can lose. So no one's invincible. And Dillian White definitely has a shot, even though Tyson Fury is one of the best heavyweights we've seen in recent years. I mean, White has just actually pulled out of a fight with Otto Wallin pretty recently. I think it was in October. So It will be interesting to see maybe if he can recover from that injury quick enough to challenge and be his 100% best against Tyson Fury. These guys also have a bit of a history together when they were in the gym, and Dillian Whyte claims that he knocked out Fury or knocked down
Yeah.
Fury or whatever happened, but Fury obviously with the different side of it, saying that he whooped Dillian Whyte around the ring. So who really knows what really happened in that gym? But we know that they've been in the ring together at least.
It's going to be interesting to see whether or not White's able to bring a new skill set that Fury has not seen before. Obviously, Fury's fought all types of different fighters like Chisora, Vladimir Klitschko, Deontay Wilder, Otto Wallin, and Steve Cunningham. But I feel like White can for sure bring a different type of style that Fury has not seen before, and it might cause him troubles, or maybe Fury will just take home the win and retain his belts.